So I can share my screen with you and just give you some information. So maybe you've been to the website already, or maybe you haven't, but Channels is a network for social impact communication professionals. And it's not so exclusive that you have to have the title of communications right now, but it's anyone who it all works under this umbrella of communications. So even if you're doing event planning, or if you're a videographer or web designer, or anyone who does anything under the umbrella of communications, but the thread that kind of brings us all together is that we're doing social impact work, and we have this drive to make the world a better place, as cliche as it is, but that's kind of what's bringing us together. And so a bit about me. My name is Gabriella Mikiewicz. As I said, I have a master's degree in migration and intercultural relations from the Erasmus Mundus program in EMIR. And I graduated in 2019. And since then, I have been working on and off on various projects, doing some consulting, doing some freelance work, but especially related to communications and migration. And before I started my master's degree, I got a degree in journalism and in communications from DePaul University in the US, which is, I'm sure you can tell from my accent, that's where I'm, I guess, from in a way, but I'm also Polish, and so I definitely have a international background, and that's one of the things that drew me to study in Europe. And so recently I've been combining my experience with journalism and communication with my more academic interests in, of course, mobility, migration studies, and stuff like that. And I'm trying to find that niche for myself with that kind of communications work. And I met Faith through the Impact Consulting Hub, which was started by Loksan and Molly, who are in this call today. Thank you so much for joining us. And they were really big inspirations for Channels. And yeah, maybe I'll give the floor over to Faith to talk about herself and a bit more about how we met and got this idea.
Thanks, Gabriella. Hi, everyone. I'm Faith Toran, co-founder of Channels. As Gabriella mentioned, we're a communication network for social impact, those working in social impact fields. So a little bit about me. I think I started on this venture mainly because I saw that there was a need. Like the projects I would work in, I started off in international development as a Peace Corps volunteer in Burkina Faso. And following that, I did my master's. Molly was also served in Burkina Faso as a Peace Corps volunteer. And after Peace Corps, I moved to France to do my master's in global communications and development communications at the American University of Paris. And so throughout, I guess, the last 7 years of working in the international development sector, most recently focused on waste management and environmental justice and climate change, I recognized that there was a need to create sort of a bridge or some kind of network where communication experts could go to have tools and resources, or also to collaborate with each other. I found in my last project I was working on in Guinea, West Africa, it was a waste manage, well, it wasn't a waste management, it was a climate adaptation and resilience project with UNDP. And working on that project, I was the only communication for development specialist working on the project. That was problematic for many reasons. I was not equipped with all the resources. I don't have an expertise in graphic design. My expertise is more in communication for development. And also I do film, but I felt that that project could have benefited more from, I guess, a more wider range of communication experts working together. I think that would have facilitated a more effective communication strategy for the project. So I started to think about this, okay, what networks exist now? So Gabriella and I did some research on what communication networks exist, and we find that they were very specific or very niche to maybe communication for development or communication and international development sectors. And there wasn't this network where like-minded professionals such as ourselves could meet and share ideas and be in dialogue, and also create tools and resources so that we're having a greater impact in the larger context of humanitarian, international development, or any social impact field. So we really came together and we decided after a few Zoom calls that it was necessary and most definitely timely to create this network so that we can ensure more effective communication strategies and approaches in the work that we do. So we're really happy that you guys are all here. We see this network, this project as a participatory project. It's not just about the knowledge and expertise that we have, but I think we'll grow from our global community of experts or our global community of communications and social impact workers. So we're looking forward really to be in dialogue and to really understand like more of what some of the communication challenges and successes that have been, work within the work that you're doing. And we want to communicate that and create visibility for the work that everyone's doing and really connecting each other to really form that bridge, so we don't have to keep reinventing the wheel or working with limited resources, limited communication resources, when we know that there are a robust amount of these resources out there. There's just not a place where they are all, there's visibility for all of those approaches. So we wanted to just shed light on that. So again, thank you guys for being here.
Yeah, so I think I just wanted to, before we start a discussion and kind of hear from some of you and get your feedback, I'd like to just walk you through the website really quickly. So maybe you've already been on it or maybe not, but I wanted to show you some key things and explain kind of what we'll be doing and where, what the ideas that Faith and I have had so far are. And then, of course, we'd love to hear your ideas as well. The first and foremost is the channel's blog, which we're very excited about. And as Faith said, we do want this to be a participatory space. So we'd absolutely love to invite members to contribute to the blog. And of course, there's the option to like have your member photo and your name on there as well, which I think is just fun and exciting. And we're hoping to use the blog as kind of, for example, use it to start off as like a global scan of different kind of communication strategies and what is happening right now in the communications for social impact field. But then, of course, all kinds of different things. I wrote something recently about is Facebook dead, and what does that mean for organizations who are using social media? So anything like that, if you'd like to contribute, we'd absolutely love to have it. And we do want to do regular job roundups. And so just kind of finding different jobs that are communications related to social impact fields and posting those as well. So we invite you to contribute. Another benefit of joining channels is being able to meet our members. So we do have some highlights of some members who, a few of which are in the call right now. And so these are some of our members that you'll be able to see who they are and potentially meet with them in calls, but also just reach out to them in general, which I'll show you how to do in a minute. Another thing that we're working on doing is creating resources. So that would be anything from tips and guides for anything, but those that we're hoping to make them member exclusive so that you'll have to sign into the website in order to view them. So that's another benefit of membership. That's something that we're still working on. And we'd of course invite members to contribute to that as well. We also are very excited to do monthly meetups. So there's just every single month, there'll just be a general channels meetup where everyone can join, but we also have ideas for more theme related calls. So the first one that we'll be having is about social media management. And that's an idea that I got from speaking with one of our members, Suha, who was telling me that this organization that she does social media for is thinking about joining TikTok. And I was just like, wait, what? Like, how can you, what are the ideas? You know, I don't necessarily want to be standing there doing all these like dance moves, right? And putting my face on TikTok necessarily. So how, and I was thinking I would love to, you know, for example, open up that conversation with other people who do social media. So if you, for example, want to have a call, then we can contribute, we can definitely organize that and promote it on our social media and stuff like that. So I think that's another way that this can be like a participatory environment. And so what you can do then on the website is all the way at the bottom, click join channels, and you can sign up here. And if you choose like your main field and main specialty, or if it's not there, you can write it in. And then when you join, you'll be logged in, and you can see here that you have a little login, and you can click on always welcome and info is here, where you can see all the benefits of your membership here. Then if you go to your profile, you can add in an about section. You can put in your ways that people can contact you. There's even a way to do GIFs or GIFs, however you call it. And then you can edit your profile here, change your name, add a photo, and then make sure you click like make it public, because then when people go to all members, and when they're signed in and they click all members, they'll be able to view everybody. And so depending on what you filled out, when you filled out the sign up form, it'll have these kind of buttons here to show really what's your main field and everything. So then you can go to somebody's profile. Let's use Faith, for example, and then here's her LinkedIn and her Twitter and a bit more about her. So I think online it serves as like a database for you to see who the other members are. But of course, that's not the only way that we connect and communicate. We have an Instagram, we have a Facebook group, we have a LinkedIn page and a LinkedIn group, and our Twitter. So we hope to be producing really interesting content on all of those channels, pun intended, right? And yeah, so that's a bit about us and